What's up, my little love buckets? Welcome back to another episode of Woke Up Worthy. I am coming to you engaged. That's right. I recently got engaged to my partner, and I'm excited to tell you all about it because I don't even know where to start. We spoke about it probably mid last year. Like, I'm at that age, you found your person, you're just gonna spend the rest of your life together. Like, it's not like when you're younger and you're dating and you're like, does he want to be with me? Does he want to spend the rest of his life with me? I feel we're at this age and just being in the relationship that I am, like we have so much love for each other and just like so much certainty right from the minute that I met him that, you know, I actually, and I forgot about this, he told me. He told me that I sent him a photo and a message like 2 weeks after we met. Like, here's the ring I want. So take it from me, girls. When you know, you know. And it's just about being assertive. You just have to put it out there and you have to tell them exactly what you want and what your intentions are. And if you don't fly with that, that's on you. Like, you're not my person. Do you know what I mean? And apparently I did that and I completely forgot. But he must have felt the same because he saved it and I got that ring. So that was super sweet. Now, I knew it was going to be in a 6-month time period, like from January this year onwards, because we had had a conversation last year and he brought it up and was like, maybe we should do it differently. Like, maybe we'll go ring shopping together. And I was like, oh, yeah, like that sounds fun. I'd love to be involved. And then we just never spoke about it again. And then in January, he had paid for 6 months worth of my nail appointments because him and my fucking nail lady were like in cahoots, and my best friend, because I go to my appointments with my best friend. And they were in cahoots, and he said, now, because I've paid for them 6 months in advance, you can't get like crazy patterns or anything. Like, they have to be subtle and pretty. Because I said that's what I wanted. That's what I would have wanted for my nails. But without giving it away, he's like, it's obviously happening within the next 6 months. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So whatever. Then I knew that last week I had a gut feeling it was happening. I thought it was happening on the Thursday because I facilitate to the students on Thursdays, and I noticed that I wasn't in the roster. And I was like, why am I not working? What's going on there? So that was secretive. But on Thursday was actually our first date 3 years ago. And we actually recreate our first date every year. We go to Holy Moly and we have dinner at sushi because that's what we did on our first date. So we do it every year on the anniversary, if you will, of our first date. So I was like, okay, like maybe it's happening tonight. And I didn't know what to wear. And I was like, in your mind when you think you're getting proposed to, so you're like, do I dress up? Like, I want my hair to be nice. I did my tan. I was like, this is it. I'm going to get proposed to. And then he's like, what are you going to wear? I was like, I don't know. What are you wearing? Like, trying to gauge what the situation was, what's the formalities? And he's like, oh, it's just something chill. He said, like, shorts and a top. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, do you want me to tell you where we're going so you know how to dress? I was like, well, yeah, obviously. And then he told me that's where we were going. Holy moly and dinner. And I was like, okay, maybe not happening unless you're proposing in Holy Moly. So didn't happen, obviously, but still such a beautiful, thoughtful, romantic anniversary date. Then Friday, the next day, I was working and lunchtime came around. I was balls deep in a task, like super hyper focused. And he comes in, he's like, stop what you're doing. We're going out. And he came in with like this big bouquet of flowers, stops me in my tracks. Like, I was supposed to work all day, had shit to do. And he came in, he's like, stop, close your laptop, let's go. Flowers in hand. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, in my head, I'm like, this is it. Like, it's happening. It's Friday. And I dressed up real nice. I put like a really beautiful dress on, hair, makeup, the lot of it. Like, I don't really wear a lot of makeup nowadays, like mostly because I just can't be fucked. But I don't know. I look great without it. So whatever. Only if we go to like festivals and really nice dinner dates and stuff that I'll really dress up. So this is the second night. I was like, okay, like I'll dress up just in case. He actually had this beautiful boat cruise thing planned, but it was raining, so it got cancelled. So I ended up taking him to the Fremantle markets because he'd never been. And I was like, come on, you can't like, be in Perth and not go to the Fremantle markets. Like, they're awesome. And then we went to this beautiful restaurant down there. It's called Elizabeth something, but it was just so nice. It was the best. It was such a good day. We were just so fucking in love and like enjoying each other's company. And I don't know, we're just like so happy, but no proposal. So I was like, okay, no worries. Like maybe he's just like, he is very romantic and he always takes me on dates. So it's not out of the ordinary for him to be this romantic and like surprise me. He does it all the time. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just another anniversary thing. Anyway, Saturday comes round and I didn't know any of this was happening, right? So Saturday comes around and he goes, cool, we have another date night tonight. Get real dressed up. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, okay, no worries. So fucking got dressed up again. And then we went to Sea Restaurant, which if you're not from Perth, it's just like this beautiful restaurant at the top of this really tall building, and it rotates. Like as you're sitting at your table, it does like a full 360 rotation. And this is where 3 years ago, as we were like just starting to see each other and dating, this is where we hard launched each other. I'm sure you get the lingo, but that's where our hard launch was Sea Restaurant. And we're dressed up like it's a fancy restaurant. Believe it or not, I'm actually wearing the same dress that I wore when we hard launched each other. That was not planned. It just so happened to be. So how cute was that? And I was like, okay, this is like another really nice, important milestone and anniversary. I was like, could be, but I dressed up, did my face and hair like just in case, just in case. Anyway, had a lovely dinner, no proposal, came home and I was like, okay, it's not happening this week. I missed the mark. Gut feeling was off. Whatever. Now I can just relax. Like whenever it's meant to be, it'll be all good. So the next day, we went and saw my family and then we came home at like 3 p.m. I get in my pajamas and get into bed. And he's like, I've got to go. I'll be back. Like literally whisked himself out of the door, saying goodbye as he's leaving, rushing out the door. I'm like, oh, okay, asshole. See you later. Like, where are you going? But whatever. I was like, cool. I had to edit my podcast anyway. I had a packet of Meagering. I was sitting in bed like, I'm going to fucking have a nap. I'm tired. First world problems. I'm spoilt too much. I'm tired. So I was like, I'm going to have a nap. Anyway, I couldn't sleep. Day naps, good joke, Jade. ADHD would not let me sleep. So I was like, awesome, I'm just going to scroll on my phone. Anyway, Jesse comes back probably like 2 hours later, comes back and he's like, we have another surprise date. We're going to dinner. And in my head, I actually said to him, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Like, I just had a packet of Meagering. And he's like, oh, that's okay. Maybe just have some sides or something. I was like, no worries. And I was like, how dressed up are we getting? Because at this point, I was like, I don't want to sound ungrateful because, like, what a man, right? So many surprises, but I was like, I feel like I'm being led on a little bit here. So the difference being is he had a haircut, he was dressed to the fucking nines, and he always helps me pick my outfits for dates. Like, I'll do a little fashion show. He's like, love that, you look beautiful, blah, blah, blah. But he was asking questions like, how do you feel in that dress? And I'm like, good, obviously. Like, why? Why are you asking? And he's like, I just want you to feel good. And I'm like, okay. That was my first little, okay, interesting. And he was like checking the stretchiness of his pants. He's like, oh God, because he's obviously gone through like this body transformation because I remember I said we've been real healthy. He's bulked up and he's like, oh God, these pants, they were a little tight. I need to check if they're stretchy. And he's like doing some squats. And I was like, okay, as long as you don't rip your pants when you sit down, I guess. Anyway, dressed to the nines. Then all he said was, we're going to dinner. So we start driving around and we're that type of people that what we like, we like. We don't venture out. We're not foodies. We like what we like. That's it. We probably have like 3 or 4 restaurants or cafes that we go to and rotate. That's it. So we're driving into the city and we're passing all of the restaurants. I'm like, okay, it's not Crown. Okay, it's not that sushi place. It's not that place. Where the fuck are we going then, right? And we pull into the Ritz-Carlton. valet. And still, I'm like, okay, this is probably it, but don't get your hopes up. You've just been let on for 3 days. There's still a restaurant upstairs, like a bar type thing in the Ritz. So he could just be taking you there. That's beautiful. But then, like, the valet comes out and they're all smiling at me. And I'm like, could just be great customer service, but they're smiling at me as if they're like, your partner was just here. It's nice to put a face to the thing that's going on. That's what was going on in my head anyway. I could just imagine if it didn't happen. Like, I'm just assuming everyone's overly nice. So I'm like, okay. Anyway, he gives him the keys like it's valet, and I'm like, that's weird. Do people do that for dinner? Surely not. Maybe that happens at the Ritz. I don't know. Anyway, we get in the elevator, still normal because the restaurant is upstairs. So I'm like, cool, still normal. We get off the floor and we start walking down the fucking hallway to all of the rooms. And that's when I knew, I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. And this is like day 4. This is the moment. He is just the most romantic, thoughtful person ever. We get to the door of the hotel room and he's like, I love you, and like opened it. And I saw rose petals on the floor. I saw the, how would you describe it? Like the candles in like a runway kind of setup leading to the back of the room in the Ritz room that we had. And there was candles everywhere, like love heart balloons, rose petals everywhere. There was like a rose love heart on the bed. There was marry me on the wall. And one of our closest friends is a photographer. So he was there on the floor facing the door. And of course, me being me, the first thing I did when I walked in is I accidentally kicked the fucking candles all over the floor. And I was like, fuck, sorry, my bad. Like, oh my God, such a fucking bogan. But I was so excited. I was like jumping up and down. I was like, I threw my bag, like got into position, ran over to, I just assumed, I was like, I've got this, guys. You guys come over here. Ran over to the spot. And he's like frantically taking shit out of his pockets, like, yeah. And then, he proposed, got on one knee. And when I tell you, I haven't watched the video yet because I know I'm going to be embarrassed, but I'm like crying thinking about it. But the ring is just, it's fucking beautiful. And it's not even about the size or the sparkle. Like, all of that is absolutely beautiful. It's just, when I tell you that this man pays attention. 2 weeks into us dating, I had said, this is my perfect ring. It's beautiful. He could have just been like, yeah, okay, whatever. I've known you for 2 weeks. But like the detail, the lead up of 4 fucking date nights around our beautiful anniversaries and milestones. And he is just the most romantic, thoughtful, caring person. And I'm so grateful to have him. And just every detail, because our friends were there that helped him set up the room and take photos. We went into the club lounge and had lemonade and orange juice because we're not drinking at the moment. So they had some champagne and stuff, and I just whatever. And then when we came back up to the room, the staff had brought up like a congratulations little cake and champagne, and they had drawn us, handwritten and drawn, a card that had a photo, like a little drawing of Jesse proposing, like a cartoon, and all the staff signed it. And it's just stuff like that where it's, you don't fucking know us, and they're like such a special part. I'm like just so grateful that everyone was involved. And straight away I was like, I need all the details of this. I need all the details of this fucking proposal. I'm like, who knows? And he's like, obviously, like a few people. He had been speaking to my brow lady for like 6 months because I had had my brows tattooed. So he obviously bought that for me as a present, like over 6 months ago. So he knew exactly when I was getting it done, when the touch-ups were, and he was in communication with my brow lady about like, how long does it take to heal? She won't want scabby fucking eyebrows in the photo, so they were planning it. He was in communication with my nail lady for like 6 months, being like, this is the actual date I'm getting it done. Make sure her nails look beautiful. And obviously my best friend is my hairdresser, so they had been planning for 6 months, like, get your hair, make sure her hair's done, blah, blah, blah. He took my mum and my stepdad out to breakfast to tell them about it and showed them the ring, and obviously his family knew, and I'm just like I'm hard to surprise because 'cause I'm not nosy, I'm very what's the word where you look at everything? I'm very vigilant, like, I know what's going on, I pay attention, right? I pay attention, but I really tried to not do that because I wanted it to be a surprise. It's as much of an exciting time for him as it is for me, right? Like, I didn't wanna fucking spoil anything, but he said on purpose, I did 3 spontaneous date nights before because I knew that by Sunday you would be fucking fed up and you would just switch off and not be, like, so onto it, which is exactly what happened. By the time Sunday came, I was like, "Well, it's definitely not happening," and then I was surprised because if you had done it on the Thursday, like I originally thought, I would have, like, obviously still been surprised because he was just such a fucking romantic, but I was like, "You got me." I did not think it would be happening on a Sunday at the Ritz, like, this is beautiful. Oh, and it was just so nice, like, we've had so many beautiful messages from people, and you can genuinely tell when people are just so happy for you because you're in such a beautiful fucking relationship and people know that you're just so cared for and loved, like, it felt like such a different congratulations, like, I could tell that you know how formally you just congratulate people because it's, like, the respectful and polite thing to do, but people were genuinely like, "You fucking deserve this. You guys are the most beautiful couple," and, like, we just genuinely felt so loved and appreciated, and man, I'm just so ecstatic and so grateful, um, for my beautiful partner. So, yeah, I'm engaged and I'm just super, super happy. I'm just so grateful. That's it. But I wanted that little bonus episode to tell you guys all about my story. I'm so excited. So, yeah, thanks for listening and stay tuned for this week's full episode. All right, love you guys. Bye.